All right, ready? I don't care about your feelings.
That was so odd. You'd be left of Lenin.
I can't believe you said that. Oh, jeez.
You have no power here.
What? Just two brothers.
It's just two brothers.
Yeah, so we were listing off reasons. We got off course here. We're listing off reasons on how there was a culmination on a federal level of Democrat Party examples of complete and total failure, which they haven't had a win for quite a while now, and how these examples culminated into Youngkin winning on the first election after all this crap has went down. And so we were on the infrastructure, and then we're at the Department of Justice was going after domestic terrorist parents. So they're saying, hey, if you're a parent at a school board meeting and you're trying to go against anything the school board says, you are a domestic terrorist. And they actually use the FBI to investigate these people, which I sincerely hope that those people can sue them into oblivion. It would be wonderful to see. That is not the point of our DOJ. That is not the point of the FBI. That is not why those things exist. And the last time I checked, we still had a First Amendment. So if I want to go to a school board in wherever, I can walk in there, because remember, those people work for you. They don't get to make the rules. They work for you. I should be able to go in there and tell them whatever I want to tell them. Now, the fact of the matter is they never, ever, ever take any of that into account when they make decisions. But they shouldn't be able... They legally can't make you not say it. That isn't how things work in the United States last time I checked.
Yeah, what they'll do is they'll try and put in temporary COVID standards that say that you have to, say where you're from, your house number, just like they did in Minnesota, or they'll say that you only get a minute to speak and stuff like that. And that makes it really hard for people to put together a succinct and rational point. I think if you only have a minute to tell all the concerns that you have about the school board, I mean, come on now. We can do nearly an entire episode on it.
If you have a school board that's doing that to you, you know that those people have no business being there. Because if that's the rules that they're going to make, they're doing it because everybody completely hates what they're doing, and they don't care what anybody's opinion is. They don't care what the will of the taxpayers are and the will of the people is. They are going to do whatever they want, and you know it's not in your best interest. Those are the school boards where people need to organize the most, and they need to continually protest those, and then they need to get those people out. That's one of the biggest problems that we have in this country is crappy people get elected to stuff like that ruins your kid's life, and people continue to elect them. They continue to elect them. It's because, number one, most people don't pay close enough attention to what's going on. They're too worried about what's on, what the Kardashians are doing and the results of the last football game to understand that their government is ruining everything that they wanted. But they need to vote those people out. And on a local level, that shouldn't be hard to do at all. But if you have a school board that's doing that, you need to pay very close attention to what's going on. They're doing that because they're going to do something really horrible. And they're doing that to stop you from
I mean, it's all an intimidation part, right? The freaking parents, man. They're domestic terrorists. Here's the thing about the domestic terrorist label is it's so hard to actually label someone a domestic terrorist because we have a First Amendment right that, government can't overstep. This is why back in 2015, when the government was talking about labeling Black Lives Matter a domestic terrorist group, you remember this. And the problem is that you can't, it's very hard to label a domestic group as terrorists because we have a First Amendment right. And for you to try and say that a parent is a domestic terrorist just because they want to know what's going on in the school and they know that things are going on that they don't support, I mean, it's just disgusting. And it's no wonder that they lost in the election. I mean, when you take the position of you're in favor of the school having complete control of your kids and the parents should have nothing to say about it, I mean, it's a losing platform. I hope they continue to do it.
So that comes back to the Democrat Democrats manipulating words. That's where that comes back to. So if you remember, over the last couple of years, what's a big thing that you've heard all these leftist fruitcakes saying? Words are violence. Words are violence. Words are violence. Well, when they get people to start thinking that way and agreeing to it, well, now you have a lot easier time labeling somebody a domestic terrorist because of something they said. And that's they do that all the time, and people don't think anything of it.
They would love to institute hate speech laws in the United States. Remember, we're like one of the only Western countries without hate speech laws. I mean, Australia, Canada, all of the UK, all of them have hate speech laws, and these laws are absolute trash. You get put in front of human rights tribunals for making a joke, for quoting Snoop Dogg lyrics. I mean, it's Dave Chappelle would be gone. He would be put in front of a human rights tribunal if he were in Canada. I mean, it's not even a question of if he would. And it's no doubt. And if you don't believe me, check it out yourself. So, it's bad. It's all bad.